Hello, and welcome to episode 85 of Let's Talk Immigration. Um, the first update I have for today, the visa bulletin came out yesterday, um, the August visa bulletin. And so um, this is really important to diversity visa selectees for fiscal year 2024 because it says what the cutoff is for September, and many are out of luck, right? So, see if I can get it the right size. So these are the DV category rank cutoffs, which will apply in September. So what this means, everyone in Africa is current unless you're from Algeria, Egypt, or Morocco, and then you're current if you're under these case numbers. Very high case numbers in Algeria. Someone could have a case number 108,499, and they could still theoretically be issued a diversity visa. The cap is pretty low though for Asia at 27.5, and then it's even lower for Iran and Nepal. Very low for Nepal, I think. And then Europe, 50,000, Russia 49.5, Uzbekistan 17,000. Everyone in North America, Bahamas, all 20 of you, your cases are current. I don't know if it's 20. It's usually something low. And there's still a cap, though, for Oceania and South America. Okay. So that's the first thing that we want to talk about in the visa bulletin. The second thing we want to go to is family preference categories. And we see that F2A is still at November 15th, 2021. That's pretty sad because that's what it was at last month. So that's very frustrating for spouses and children of green card holders who have been waiting for a long time. There's a note here for employment-based that I want to draw people's attention to. They were thinking about doing retrogression with EB3 category, but they did not. But they're saying that's going to happen in September, or simply E3s will not be available in September. So you're considering litigation, now is the time. Okay. So I'll stop sharing that. And do I have any other updates? For DV 2020 and 2021 selectees, Gomez class members, good luck. Ray plaintiffs, go plaintiffs, all of y'all who are wondering what's the status of the Inbank Appeal. I've been working with Jesse Bless, class counsel for Gomez, with an outline. We've got feedback from the attorney who represents Matt Price, who represented Mr. Amakrami, because that case is sort of pending what happens in this case. And we are in the process of collaborating on that outline that we're working on to make it into the Inbank, the motion that we file for Inbank review. I had misspoken originally when the order was issued and said something about 7 days. I'm sorry for that. It's actually 45 days. We have 45 days from the time of the Gomez order was issued to file the Inbank appeal to the entire, all 15 judges of the circuit court. Now, I know what you're thinking. When is that day? And I have not looked it up, but I'm going to look it up right now while we're talking, okay? You can go with me to look it up. Let's go look it up together. We go to the website. We go to Good Luck. It calls me during... I'm doing a live. This is the order. Okay, so it's not coming up for you. It was filed on June 25th. Okay, That's a good place to start. So, if you wonder what attorneys do every day, we go to websites like this website and we use a date calculator to find out when a deadline is. I use this website maybe 100 times a day or less. From June 25th to 2024, June 25th, 2024, 45 days, add. We've got till Friday, August 9th to file the Inbank review. I'll actually be out of the country then, but it's not like I still have a computer. I'll still be working. I have access to collaborate with this. So the Inbank review, provided everything comes together, will be filed August 9th, 2024. I need to write that on my calendar too. Something I was going to say while I was looking at this outline and looking closer at the opinion, there really are grounds for appeal. Okay. The court did not follow some existing law in the circuit, and also some of the law it is following should be reversed. And there's other factors, but I don't want anybody to get their hopes up. I'm just saying that we do have grounds to move forward with that, and let's everybody cross our fingers, but don't get your hopes up. Okay. So I talked about Gomez and good luck. I did want to talk about something else. Abu Dhabi. I'm really mad at Abu Dhabi right now because my team tries to communicate with them about cases that are in AP, something we should be able to do. But what happens when we do that? Here, I sent a tweet. I'm going to show you. Okay, first, you send an email to Abu Dhabi, and they send you an auto reply that says, "We received your email inquiry." And then they send you another auto reply that says, "Your email's been rerouted to an unmonitored inbox." Why did they do that? And then they say, "Go to the Visa Navigator." And the Visa Navigator says, "Email us at the email address that you just emailed them at." It's a circle. This is not good. U.S. Embassy Abu Dhabi, if anybody's in there, hello, U.S. Embassy Abu Dhabi, this does not work. This is not a functioning process, okay? Just wanted to get that out of my system. So now let's go to questions. I'm excited to get questions. If you have questions, it's best to share them on Facebook or YouTube, or I think Twitter, but if you share them on there's like Telegram group or Instagram, I think my team can put them here and show them to me. Damani says, "Hello, sir." Hello, Damani. AK says, "Hello, Mr. Morrison. Have you ever seen someone transfer to another embassy for a quicker visa via student visa for our one CR1 case? Anything to look out for?" Yes, I've seen that happen a lot. What they're talking about is getting a student visa. Let's do the hypothetical. Let's say that you live in Iran and your 3 embassy choices are not great. So you get a student visa to study in Spain or Portugal or London. And from there, when you're there, then you notify the State Department that says, "Hey, we need to change my interview location to this place that I'm at now." And, like it's a coincidence. Like, "Oh no, I'm just not where I was. I'm someplace now." And then for R1, CR1, it's NVC. If it's a DV, then you'd need to talk to KCC. But at that point, if you have physical presence, that's great, but it's not always enough. If you actually have a lawful presence visa, which is a student visa would be, then you should not have a problem changing your interview location. I find that when people are represented by attorneys, they usually have more success with those change of interview locations. But at the same time, I recognize, it's not in everybody's budget. So the only thing to look out for is like when you make the request to, don't make the request to NVC before you relocate. Relocate first. Second, when you make the request, attach your visa. Attach proof that you've entered that country, that's where you are. Because if they have proof that you are there, that's great. If they have proof that you also have lawful presence, I don't even think they're going to ask the embassy's permission. If it's questionable, they're going to ask the embassy's permission. But if you provide them enough evidence, they just change the interview location automatically, and that's what you want. You don't want the embassy to be involved. Okay. Dami says, how about DV 2020? Sir, any news? I think I shared that after you asked that question, and I was sharing at the same time you asked it. Okay. For what you have done, but no offense, we were growing up hearing the U.S. is a devil country. We grow up and we realized how true that was. Good people's in a bad and criminal country. Well, Faisal, I need to tell you something, and it may be it's something you already know, but I just want to be clear here. The U.S. there's no such country as a God country and a devil country. All countries have their strengths and weaknesses. I love the United States. I think that we have a lot of strengths, but we are not by any stretch of the imagination a perfect country. And so do we make mistakes? Huge mistakes. We are making one right now, in my view, by sending arms and support to Israel while Israel carries out a genocide. So, yes, the U.S. makes huge mistakes. Do they make mistakes in immigration? Yes, huge mistakes. And I think that is unfortunate because immigration, when done correctly and fairly and justly, is a diplomatic tool. It builds trust and goodwill all across the world. But Secretary Blinken has chosen another path. He's chosen to screw it up and make people suffer. And so it's understandable that you would come to the conclusion that you've come to. But it's not a devil country. I mean, there's no devil. Come on. Thank you for allowing me to vent. Okay. DV 2020, any updates, sir? Yes, Ram, I started with that. You can rewind. Do we stand any chance in the appeal? Okay, I didn't cover that. I will say that Inbank reviews, the odds are against you in an Inbank review. Usually the other judges will say, oh, those 3 judges got it right. But that's not always the case, okay? So I'm not going to speculate about what an individual judge is going to do. I will just say that it's not over until it's over. But at the same time, I wish everybody would accept that it was over so that we could focus on the work and not. I don't know if y'all know this, but for the last 3 years, I've spent half of my work life, half of my awake life responding to, hey, give me an update on DV 2020, 2021. Even though that I do these videos and I send out mass emails and I share information as I have it, many of you think that if you ping me individually that you'll get a piece of information that I haven't shared. That doesn't very much happen, okay? So it slows me down a lot. And I know it's not just all about me, but understand you do not want me slowed down right now. You want me to have the capacity to work on your appeal. Is the good luck case dead? See, I get emails like that. No. Yes. Depends on whether or not you're an optimist. We lost the appeal, but we are going to try one more step. Okay. We're going to seek an Inbank review. Okay. Munther says, hello, Curtis. I'm an aspiring DV selectee. Aspiring selectee. Good luck. If I become an LPR and want to sponsor a future spouse under F2A, what things to look out for aside from I-130 priority date being and spouse being on a legal set. Well, if you haven't even won the DV select, haven't even won yet, it's probably going to be the different by the time you get in this situation. But just generally, things to look out for is to prepare your new spouse that you're going to be separated for 3, 4, or 5 years, which is a huge sacrifice, especially to a young family. So it's a difficult path. What I would recommend in that situation, if you are an aspiring deep selectee, is marry your spouse now so that your spouse comes with you. Okay? Don't do 5 years of unnecessary family separation. Go ahead and get married before you are issued a visa. It can be after you're selected, but it has to be before you're issued a visa. And ideally much before, so that your spouse and children, if you have them, can attend the interview with you. Okay. Nitin says there are compelling facts that will make judges to accept our in-bank review and overturn the decision. It's not about facts. This is a dispute of law. This is a dispute of law on the single question of whether or not federal judges have the authority to reserve visas beyond a statutory deadline set by Congress. That's the only question that the appeals court, the 3-judge panel, issued a ruling on. They didn't upset any of the other parts of the ruling. That's the only thing that they ruled on. So the full in-bank panel that's going to be reviewing the panel, the 3-judge opinion, that's the only thing they're going to look at. Does a federal judge have that authority? Facts don't come into play too much on that. That's a legal question. I do need to think about that some more, but it's basically a legal question. Okay. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me, sir. Please do something and win good luck. Okay. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you. I understand, Eaton, but it is for many people, and I am doing something. Dying of exhaustion. That's what I'm doing. Hello. I'm an aspiring Right. Yes. Got that crazy question. Has someone ever won a case at the circuit court for a full review? Yes. I have been selected. Sorry for the typo. I understand now. It's great that you've been selected. Now, if you want to build a life with somebody, you need to go marry them. Okay? Don't put that off, because it will cause your family separation will be ridiculous. If you don't even get married until after you come to the U.S., well, then you have to do a trip back to marry before you can start the 3, 4, 5 year immigration process. So you might be if you have to save for that trip, you might put yourself at 6 years. Get married now. Go get married. Go find this person that you want to build a life with and marry them right now. I don't know if you've been selected for fiscal year 2024 or 2025. That would have been good information to share. Okay, Neaton says, I asked ChatGPT. And it says that if the Inbank case is accepted, there is a high chance to overturn the case by a majority of judges. Well, thank you, ChatGPT. Interesting story. ChatGPT predicted that DV 2020 would win and not DV 2021, which was crazy because same legal issues applied to both. But ChatGPT wasn't looking at the law. ChatGPT was looking at COVID as if COVID is law or something. I wish you young people using your ChatGPT, which includes a good part of my staff, I wish you luck in the future with it. I don't need these robots. Although, like the things where they help make the cars drive on the inside the lanes, I like that part of the IT technology, artificial stuff. But That's it. ChatGPT is not for me. I need a shirt that says that. Okay. Armand says, just to thank you, sir, for you doing for us. Well, thank you or not. I needed to hear that. Okay, that concludes all the questions we have today. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? Yes. There's this new thing happening. People have an immigrant visa inside their passport, and they go through Custom and Border Patrol, and Custom and Border Patrol forgets to stamp their immigrant visa with an I-551 stamp. The reason for that is because Custom and Border Patrol policies have changed for non-immigrant visas, and sometimes they just get in a habit and forget what's happening. So often immigrants will enter the U.S., show their visa, walk right on through and not get an I-551 stamp. That's a problem because you want that stamp to prove that you are a lawful permanent resident until your green card comes. Or what if you have to leave the U.S.? You want to make sure you want to be able to come back in. So if you're an incoming immigrant and you are going to Customs Border Patrol and they look at your visa and say, welcome to USA, and give it back, you hand it back to them and say, please stamp my passport with the I-551 stamp, also kind of ADIT stamp. If it doesn't happen, then I understand that you can go back to Customs Border Patrol, or some USCIS offices will let you go in and get that stamp. I just found that out today. But it's a new trend. It's annoying. It's sloppy on behalf of Customs Border Patrol. I think that immigrating to the U.S., coming to the U.S. on an immigrant visa is a big deal, and it should be treated seriously by the Customs Border Patrol. Okay. Oh, I did get some more questions. Oh, Mother says DV 2025. Good. So you got time to get married. It's going to be a big wedding. I hope I'm invited. Was referring to adjustment of status, not consular processing. What to look out for when the F2A spouse is adjusting on valid non-immigrant status. Not married, but I want to be ready when it happens in the future. Okay, there's no F2A adjusting unless the F2A visa category is current for that priority date. And also, the F2A spouse must have lawful presence. It makes more sense to get married now. So go propose. That's what I say. But it's great you're in the U.S. For those who have been paying attention, the diversity visa process through USCIS for those located within the USCIS, located within the USA, is a little bit more expensive. Adjustment of status is a little bit more expensive, especially if you use an attorney, which you should. However, it's so much more efficient. USCIS is trying. Okay, State Department, not trying. DV 2020 is done. Well, maybe. We will find out. Mother said, gotcha. Okay, that concludes episode 85. I'll see you next Wednesday for episode 86 of Let's Talk Immigration. Everybody have a great week. Take care of each other and yourself.